Hello, welcome back to my channel and welcome to another weekly reading vlogs. Today is Monday, November 17th, and I am reading a book that I started like last weekend that is called Deadly Occupants, and I already made some progress today. I was, I think, at 24% last night, and now I am at 43%, and this is a horror book, and I did not really read the synopsis before going into it, so I actually, didn't know what it was about. I just assumed it was going to be set in a haunted house because there is a haunted looking house in the cover. But that is really not the case. Like, we do get the four characters that are in the cover going to a haunted house in like the first one or two chapters of the book, but then they leave said haunted house and like weird, creepy things start happening in their own house and like in their lives, and like I'm guessing it's something from the haunted house, but they are not in the haunted house, and I'm not really liking it because we are mostly just following the characters, or like especially the main character, because we have one that like we're following her POV, and then there's like her three friends, and they're just like following her life and like her romance, I guess. Like there's a romance starting that I guess is really at the center of this book, and I don't know if it's supposed to be like the guy is supposed to be like to seem like really untrustworthy, but he does to me. I don't know if that's supposed to be the case, but he's definitely, I definitely don't trust him, but like I don't care. I don't particularly care about any of the characters. I'm not particularly connected to any of them. I definitely don't care about this romance. And the like creepy things that are happening are not like, there are not enough of them, and like the ones that are there, they're not like creepy or scary enough for me to have fun. So yeah, I'm not loving it. I'm not even liking it really. So there's that. And today I also started Morningstar. I'm actually a bit further than this. I am on page 112. I'm like here, which is like 20% basically. Is the third book in the Red Rising saga, which is sci-fi, and this book started off like crazy. It started off explosive. It started off with a lot of action, and I basically was hooked from page one, and I am having a lot of fun. Although fun might not be the right word because like the characters are definitely struggling, but I am very invested. I am very scared as well, but yeah, I'm really loving it already, and I've loved it from page one basically. So yeah, I'm very excited to keep reading this one, and I'm not excited to keep reading this one, but I will. And yeah, those are the books that I'm currently reading. And yeah, so tomorrow I actually have to go to work earlier because like one of my colleagues from the lab, like one of the master students, is presenting her thesis in the morning, like earlier than I would usually be there. So I have to be there earlier to watch that, to like be there. And I mean, I don't have to, but like I want to. And then some of us are gonna have like lunch together, which is gonna be fun. And then I was gonna have like dinner with my friends on like Wednesday was the only day that worked for all of us. But then I was like, actually, I could just stay here this weekend and we could just hang out like on the weekend, so we'd have more time together than on like a work day. So we're actually gonna have dinner on Saturday. I think we're gonna watch like the Christmas lights or something and have dinner and do some shopping. I'm not excited about that part. I hate shopping, but there's like one of us that sort of like needs to go shopping, so I think we're also gonna do that. So yeah, I'm not going to my parents' house this weekend. I am staying over here, which would normally mean that I would rave more, but since I'm gonna be with my friends, I am not so sure. But we will see. We will try our best. I hope to at least finish this one, and I don't think that will be very hard because like I said, I am very excited to keep reading it and to see where it goes. Deadly Occupants, I'm not as excited, but I will try my best, and I might start something else as well. Who knows? I don't. But yeah, that is it. I think that is all that I had to say for this intro, and welcome to the vlog. hello. So it is Thursday and it is actually so cold today. Like it's the first day that I've been like, it's actually really cold. So yeah, like my hands are freezing. Like my body is okay. Like I'm not like cold in general, but like my hands are freezing. My hands are so cold and I have to like go wash my dishes and I'm procrastinating that because they're gonna be colder. And yes, I could wash my dishes with like warm water, but I don't know why I hate like washing my dishes and even just like washing my hands with warm water. I don't know what it is, but like I really don't like it. I feel very uncomfortable. So cold water it's going to be. But anyway, I have a lot of updates to give you because I finished one book and I am 70-ish% into two others. So yeah, like I've been reading 3 books, like all of the days of this week I've been reading the 3 books. I don't know why I'm so like scattered, but that's happening. And so firstly, I finished the book that I was already reading, which was Deadly Occupants. I think I talked about it, like about the synopsis and like sort of what was happening and that I wasn't loving it. And I definitely continue to not love it. Like when we got to the 60-ish% mark, like things started getting more intense in terms of like the scary stuff. So I was like, okay, maybe now I'm actually gonna like this. But I didn't really because it went in a direction that I didn't like. And like there was one, reveal that I thought was quite obvious from like a while back, and I definitely was right about something. So there's that. And yeah, it was just not the vibe that I was looking for, and it was not the vibe that I was expecting it to be, and I still continue to like not really care about any of the characters. And yeah, like it had some, creepy scenes that I enjoyed, but overall, I didn't really like it. So I think I'm gonna give it like 2.5 stars. I'm still not entirely sure. But if not 2.5, then something close to that. And I can talk about Morningstar because it's literally in my hands. I am on page 386 and I am at the start of part 4, and this is like basically 3/4 around that, maybe a little less, I'm not entirely sure. But I am really liking this book. This is the 3rd book in the Red Rising saga, and basically like in this world, the society is divided into groups of people that are like classified in colors. And so we have the golds at the top, then we have a bunch of other colors. Actually, I don't know if this book specifically has the list of the colors. Yeah, I don't think so. The previous book did, and that was quite helpful because I don't know the order of like all the colors. But like golds are at the top, then there are a bunch of colors, and then reds are at the bottom. And we are following Darrow, who is a red, and in the first book, he and his wife are like both sentenced to death, and his wife does die, but he is actually saved by some rebels, and they basically like turn him into a gold, like the way he looks, the way he acts, and their plan is to like infiltrate him into the golds to destroy the golds from the inside. And a lot has happened after that. And like the first book was not my favorite, but I could definitely see like the potential of me like loving the series. And then the second book I gave 4.5 stars. So I already started loving this series, and this one I'm also loving. And when I say loving, I don't mean like good things are happening, because they're not. Like I've already been really sad with this book, like something that I was not expecting, and it was like really, really, really sad happened in part 2. Yeah, in part 2. So, there's that. But it's crazy, like it's so intense, and I am very nervous, I'm very invested, and I'm very excited as well. So yeah, it's going well. I mean, it's going terribly, but it's also going well. And yeah, my plan is to like finish this tomorrow, and then to film like the intro and outro and like last updates for the video for this book on Saturday. So yeah, I have like 120 130 pages to read, something like that. And yeah, I'm excited, but I am very nervous because, if something so like sad and devastating happens, like in the middle of the book, I am really scared of what's going to happen, like at the end. So yeah, that's it. It's on Morningstar. And then I am also reading The Pariah, which is the first book in the Covenant of Steel series, which is fantasy. And I am, well, here, like on my e-reader, it says 66%. On my audiobook, it says 70. So, somewhere between that. And so we are following Alwyn, and he was raised like in a group of outlaws. And he was content with his life of like freedom, living in the woods. But then some things happen, like some betrayals, and he actually ends up in the army that fights for the king, because there is like this war between the king and who they call the Pretender. And basically the Pretender is, or claims to be, the king's brother's bastard son. And that brother of the king was like the older brother, so like therefore who had the claim to the throne. And after he died, it should be his son who had the claim to the throne. And so there is like this war, and there's also like a religious order that is called the Covenant, and they like support the king. And Alwyn, like the section of the army that is in, like is commanded by a woman who says that she has like some visions of a demonic apocalypse or something that's coming. And like the first half, I didn't really love it, and I wasn't sure why. Maybe it was because I was a little overwhelmed with the world and like everything that we were learning about it, and like it was a lot of information. Or maybe it was because we were constantly changing like settings, because every time I got used to like a location in a group of people, Alwyn would go somewhere else and I would get settled into a new location and with a new group of people, and then he would just go again like somewhere else. But since like the 50-ish% mark, like I don't know if what changed was the book or if it was me, because like that was like after the 50% mark I read today. So like I don't know if it's the book, I don't know if it's me, but like now I'm like way more into it. And he was basically given a new mission, I guess. So like technically he, I think, might also be once again moving to somewhere else with some other people, and like he has his own revenge like plan. So there is also that. And yeah, now I'm like definitely liking it more. I'm definitely more invested in what's happening, and now I'm having a good time. So there's that. Like the book that I finished, not a fan. The two books that I'm currently reading, I am enjoying. This one especially, I am loving this. So yeah, that is it in terms of reading. In terms of other things, I don't even know. Like I have a really bad headache right now, so I just want to like not exist at the moment. So I think I'm just gonna go to bed, even though it's like early for me. But I really don't want to exist, to be honest, at this current moment in time. So I think I'm gonna do that. And yeah, the only like major or like different thing that happened was like the defense of the like master students from my lab that I talked about, that which was on Tuesday morning. And then like I think there was like 7 of us who went to have lunch together, which was really fun. I was with like 3 people that I hadn't seen in a long time, so that was really fun. And one that I like have seen here and there, but not like regularly. And like we used to all be in the same lab, and now clearly we're not. Like 3 of us are in the lab, the other 4 are not. So it was really fun to like hang out all together again. And yeah, I think that is really all that happened, like different from just a normal week. And today I had to do like some PCRs, which I've talked about this before. I hate PCRs, like I hate pipetting. I had to pipette like 384 well plates, and like for PCR you have to pipette twice because you have your sample and you have your mix with your primer. So I had to do like all those wells times 2 plates times 2. So that really sucked. However, I was listening to the audiobook of The Pariah. Maybe that's why I started to enjoy the book, because compared to what I was currently experiencing in real life at the moment, which was pipetting a million wells, the book was actually incredible. So maybe that's why. But yeah, so that happened. But tomorrow it's gonna be more chill. And with more chill, I mean like I actually have way more lab work to do, but it's lab work that I like way more than just pipetting. It's not PCRs, so it's gonna be definitely so much more fun. And yeah, then on Saturday, I'm gonna meet up with my friends. We are going to actually we're meeting up way later than I expected because one of us is gonna work on Saturday. So there's that. And but yeah, we're gonna meet up. We're gonna maybe do some shopping. We are gonna definitely have dinner, and that's it. Then I think my mom is coming like to this city where I live to do some shopping as well. I don't know if it's gonna be Saturday. I don't know if it's gonna be Sunday. I don't even know if I'm gonna meet her, but she will maybe probably be around. So I mean, my dad as well, but she's the one who wants to go shopping. He's just gonna be following her around, I guess. And yeah, so like I said, I want to finish the Morning Star. There's no D. I want to finish Morning Star tomorrow. I want to finish the Pariah at some point until the end of the week. And I want to film stuff on Saturday. And I will probably also update the vlog on Saturday, especially if I have finished Morning Star, which hopefully I will have. And yeah, that's all for now. And I think I'm gonna just go curl up in a ball and try to sleep right now. Hello, it's Saturday and I just finished filming my video for Morning Star because I finished it last night. I actually ended up finishing both the Pariah and Morning Star yesterday. I finished the Pariah actually earlier because I had a lot of lab work to do, and so I just had my audiobook on while I was doing my lab stuff, like before I got swarmed by people. Because like they came in one by one. At one point I realized I had like 4 people around me. So, you know, while I was not surrounded by people, I was listening to the audiobook and I finished it, and I definitely liked the second half more than I liked the first. And there is like a plot, or like a part of the plot about a book like that our main character was given, and that book is very interesting, very weird, very concerning maybe, but very interesting for sure. And I really like that plot. And also at the end, things definitely went in a direction that I was not expecting, but like in a good way. I am definitely very excited to see like where this goes after. So I definitely want to continue with the series. And I think I'm gonna give it 3.5 stars. Not entirely sure yet, because then I'm comparing it to like other books that I gave 3.5. I'm like, maybe I like this a bit more than that. But then I'm comparing it to books that I gave 4 stars, and like, I liked it less than that. So I am, yeah, not entirely sure, but for now, I think it's 3.5, but we will see. And then I finished this at night. I actually, like, I know that I said when I last talked to you that I was planning on finishing it yesterday, but then when we actually got to last night, I still had 130 pages to go at like 11:30 p.m. And I was like, maybe I will actually not finish it tonight. But then I started reading, and I was like, okay, so I'm gonna read half of what I have left tonight, and then tomorrow morning, aka today, I will finish the rest. But then when I got to like the halfway point of where, like, supposedly where I was gonna stop, something absolutely insane happened, and there was no way I could stop there. Although, like, I did stop for a second, and I was like, I don't want to read that anymore because it was traumatic. And I just, you know, I paused. I sent my bestie a 8.5-minute audio, just like explaining the whole series and why I was so upset. And, you know, I took a break. And then I went back because there was no way I could stop there. And so I finished it last night. And this book destroyed me. Like, the last 100 pages of this book were an absolute roller coaster of emotions. Like, I would be like, things are going so well. And then suddenly, everything went wrong. And then suddenly, everything was going well. And then everything turned around and everything was going wrong. And I was just like going through every possible emotion you can think of in the span of like every 20 pages. So that was a lot. I got to the end and I was just like exhausted after everything that happened, everything that I went through with this book. I almost cried like 3 or 4 times throughout this book, which is crazy. I don't really cry with books. I don't really cry that much in general, but I definitely don't really cry in books. So almost crying for me is already crazy. And yeah, this just destroyed me, and I am giving it 5 stars, obviously. And I loved it. Some parts of it I absolutely hated because they made me suffer. But, you know, it was such a great book. And yeah, this basically like concludes the initial trilogy. So like I know that when I go into the 4th book, everything that was like accomplished here, I guess, like everything that like turned out good is gonna be destroyed. Because, you know, that I think the rest is set like 10 years after this. So I am unprepared for that. I need a break before I go into the 4th book. But yeah, 5 stars for sure. And so yeah, I am currently reading nothing because I haven't read anything today yet. And I have like 3 possibilities and they're all fantasy. So I am definitely gonna be starting a fantasy. Just which one is the question. But I think it will probably be A Tangle of Time, which is the 2nd book in the Hexologists series, which is like fantasy, mystery, like cozy-ish, which is not really my kind of book. And like the first one was not, you know, my favorite. I gave it, I think, 3.5 stars, but I really like the characters, so I definitely want to read more books about those 2 main characters because they're really funny and really cute. And yeah, I just want to continue their story, I guess. And I don't even know like what the plot of the book is. I'm sure they're gonna be solving some magical mystery like they did in the 1st book, but I'm just excited to be with them again. So yeah, I'm probably gonna start that today. And yeah, I don't know if I will start anything else. If I do, it will probably be one of the other 2 fantasies. So yeah, that is what's been going on. And today, like later today, it is currently 2:10, and at like 5:30-ish, I'm going to meet up with my friends. We are going to walk around, do some shopping, and we are going to have dinner together at a burger place that is like near my house, because every time I go to like the grocery store after work, I walk by that burger place, and I always text the group chat being like, oh my god, it smells so good. But like, I don't want to go there by myself, and I also don't want to order to my house because it's literally so close that it's ridiculous to order like delivery from a place that is like so close to my house. Like, I feel like that's, you know, ridiculous. So I haven't done that either. So I have never gone there. And, you know, when I send those texts, they're like, yeah, one day we have to all go there. And today or tonight is the night. We are gonna go have dinner at the burger place near my house. I am very excited about that. And yeah, that is it. Those are all my plans, really. I have to just clean up a bit around the house because it is a bit messy, so I also do have to do that. Maybe I will like listen to an audiobook while I'm doing that, you know, multitasking. Maybe I'll be just listening to like some YouTube videos that I have to catch up on. I am behind. I am very behind. So yeah, I will be listening to something for sure. I just don't know what, because I can't work in silence, clearly. So yeah, that's what's been going on. That's what's gonna happen, hopefully. And that is all, I think, for now. So I will start either 1 or 2 fantasy books, and I will probably talk to you on Monday to wrap up the vlog. Okay, so it is Monday. I'm here to wrap up this vlog. And so on Saturday, before we get to the reading, just a quick update on what I did, which is, I think, basically what I told you I would do. But on Saturday, so after I filmed and like updated and I did everything, I did clean my house and I did start the audiobook. And then I met up with my friends. At first I met up with my bestie because she was like, are you going to, like, where we're meeting, by bus or by subway? And I was like, probably subway, because I don't really like the buses here. And she was like, but I'm going by bus, so you could just, get on my bus when it reaches your stop. And I was like, okay, sure. So I did that. And it was very cold. It was extremely cold while I was waiting at the stop. It was very cold. But I did get on her bus, so I met up with her first. And then we went to Starbucks to, like, eat something and obviously drink something. And then, like, the other two met us there, and we went, like, to look around shopping. Because, oh my God, my ears are so red. Because, like, I had my hoodie up, I was like this, and like they're very hot, but I wasn't aware that they were very red, but they clearly are. Anyway, we went shopping because one of us needed to like buy some clothes. Did she buy anything? No. Did we look around many stores? Yes. But then eventually we went for dinner at the burger place near my house, finally. And yeah, we had dinner. It was good. It was very fun. And that was that on Saturday. And then on Sunday, my parents, I think, like I said, they came here because my mom also wanted to go shopping. So 2 days of shopping, that was a lot for me. And I did meet up with them, actually. Like, I met up with them for lunch. And then I was like, I told her, like, I need to go to the grocery store today because, like, I have no food at home and the grocery store closes at 9 p.m. And she was like, absolutely, we'll be gone, like, way before that. Were they gone before that? Absolutely not. We spent, like, the whole day shopping. I mean, to be fair, we met up at, like, 1:30. Then we went to have lunch, and then we went shopping. So, like, it was pretty late. But then we, like, still went to have dinner. And then we had to go through another grocery store that closes at 10 because I think we were only, like, done at 9:30. So there was that. And also, like, I got my period yesterday on Sunday, so it just made the whole experience worse, especially because I had like no painkillers with me because my period was not supposed to come yesterday. Actually, it was supposed to come tomorrow. So I was in pain. I was just not feeling very good, but I somehow survived. So also, like, we did go to a pharmacy to get me some painkillers after shopping before dinner. So that also took some time, but anyway, I started my book and I got to like 25%. And so I started A Tangle of Time, like I said I probably would, and that is the second book in the Hexologist series, which is like a fantasy mystery, like cozy. And basically we follow a couple called Isolde and Warren, and they are the Hexologists. And basically, like, she can do hexes, which are like a type of spells, and also they investigate stuff. And in book one, they were investigating a whole mystery, a whole case that had to do with, I think, a king and like a missing jewel, if I'm remembering correctly. But because like what I cared the most was the characters. Like, I absolutely love both of them, both Iz and Warren, absolutely love them. And so in this book, they are again investigating something, but it's like basically someone that is met has died, and so they get connected into the investigation because of that, because like she knew the person that died. And like something really strange happened, like in the beginning, like almost immediately after they found out that this person died. And I'm very curious as to how that happened. And also, like, they're discovering a lot about like the worlds, and there's like a lot of mystery surrounding like the person who died and like the crime scene itself. And yeah, I'm definitely very curious. I think I'm enjoying this mystery more than the first one, so I'm liking the book overall more, at least for now, because in the first one, like, yes, I did care, but like I said, I mostly just really like the characters. In this one, I continue to absolutely love the characters. I love both of them, like, separately, and also like their dynamic. Absolutely love them. And I'm also really interested and curious about the mystery, so I'm having a good time. And yeah, that is all that I read since I last told you, and that is all that has happened since I last told you. And so to just wrap up what I read, I finished Deadly Occupants, I read Morning Star, I read The Pariah, and I started A Tangle of Time, and I read 1,560 pages, which is absolutely insane for me. Like, even in those weeks, like a few weeks ago, where I was reading a lot, I don't think I read this much, or if I did, like, it was just once. Because this is crazy. This is an insane amount of pages for me, but I am extremely happy with that. And also, I mostly like the books that I read, so also very happy with that. And yeah, that is everything for this weekly reading vlog. So thank you so much for watching. I really hope that you have enjoyed it, and if you did, give it a like and subscribe, and I will talk to you next time. Bye!